La 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 la, it's a Chinese meat teddy, Chinese meat teddy, I'm back.
Yeah, Chinese meat teddy, Chinese motherfucking meat teddy, Chinese meat teddy, Chinese meat teddy.
That's right, that's my nickname by Ivan for a couple of years. I have no idea why.
You like the song?
Yeah, but it's catchy. It just, it's evolved over nothing. I think you just started calling me the Chinese meat teddy randomly, and then it just stuck.
That's how this sort of thing works.
Yeah. Anyway, good evening, listeners. I'm Byron Bertram.
And I'm Ivan Penaluna.
And on tonight's episode,
Islamic bunny ruins Easter.
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a schoolyard. Well, let me tell a joke.
I wanted this to be professional.
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is... Awesome!
With Byron Bertram and Ivan Penaluna.
Okay, so this is the story, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what, Byron? Welcome back. First and foremost, welcome back.
thank you very much.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah.
We've had a cuddle, haven't we?
We had a little bit of a cuddle.
Excellent.
I
Let's
saw
get
you
into
the other
it.
day, and you were a little drunk, and you were quite cuddly. It was good.
Was I a little bit drunk?
Maybe why you like three? Nah, not too drunk. Just affectionately
just a little-
3 beers. Cuddly.
I'm an affectionate 3-beer drunk.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into it. I've learnt 2 things this week, and I'll share with you what they are. And I think these are unquestionable truths at this stage. I've learnt 2 things. One is that Donald Trump is responsible for everything, and that the teachings of Muhammad are responsible for nothing.
Well, it's true. I mean, it's all about just cutting and paste, Photoshop, and just YouTube, Adobe Premiere, and sensitive music for your agenda.
Exactly. And so here we are, yet again. I mean, we could have called this show, yet again, here we go again, whatever, anything like that. Another terrorist attack, this time in Brussels. Not really much of a surprise there. It was inevitably going to happen. But here we are. The boys from Allah Akbar are doing another great PR
Those
job.
guys, they're my favorite.
Yeah, the boys from Allah Akbar doing a great PR job for the religion of peace.
They sound are they like they're like the blind boys from Alabama, except way more dangerous and filled of hatred than they could see.
Yep, exactly. And they just can't handle anybody else having any sort of other belief system, and so they've decided to kill everybody.
Oh, wow.
And so they've started, they started a long time ago. But anyway, the recent incident was, of course, in Brussels this week. And, no surprise there. But everybody else, I read all this stuff online, and people have, if you actually read what people are saying, and it's a lot of progressive drivel, a lot of it, they're basically saying, well, we shouldn't judge. We don't know who did it. Well, I'm not being funny, love, but we fucking do.
Well, I mean, there's only a short period of window where we're like, hey, let's not jump to it. But in like 30 seconds, we're like, hey, we don't know who did it. And then right away, so like, we did it. Halala, ISIS did it. And you're like, so then you're like, shit.
And they're like, oh, shit. Okay, well, they did do it. But they don't know why they do it. We know why we did it. We did it for Allah. Oh, shit. Okay, well, but that's not the real reason why they did it, because they did it for more deep-rooted reasons that even they don't understand, and they need somebody like me to decipher their reasoning and then present it for you, the idiots, so that you can believe this fucking bullshit I'm spinning right now.
Well, I mean, it just happens all the time, and every time people are acting surprised, and it's like, I'm so outraged, and then Facebook explodes me like, this is terrible, and you gotta, now you gotta Belgium wash your fucking Facebook profile now.
Now you've got to do that.
How many different flags do we need to wash our Facebook with?
I'm a bit disappointed
After every
at it.
attack.
Do you know what? I've seen no Belgian face washes so far.
No, it's funny. Like, also, Rob Ford, like, he just died today, too. And, we don't have, like, a donut fucking crack pipe wash.
No, I'm going to get Rob Ford's face, right? I'm going to put it on my profile pic, and I'm going to wash it in a Belgian flag.
Yeah, there you
How
go.
about that?
I'm sure he ate a lot of Belgian chocolates that, had to... Anyway, whatever.
Smoked a lot of Belgian crack.
Yeah, he did.
So here we are. Yeah, they're all saying, no, you don't know what's going on. We don't understand. And this is the other one. This is a great one. Even CBC is guilty of this. Listen to CBC all day. Well, as much as I could bear of it. And not once do they mention the style of terrorism that we're dealing with. They're just like, generic terrorism strikes again. Really? Is it generic terrorism? Terrorism, vague generic terrorism strikes again. Please, just call it what it is. Please, don't insult us. It just makes you look like you've got an agenda.
What is generic? I mean, it's just suicide bombing again. I mean, I guess it's just kind of like, yeah, we see it's not like original.
Well, what they're basically saying is that, we won't put a name to this form of terrorism. We're just going to call it terrorism because the more vague we can be about it, the more it helps our agenda.
Right.
That's the logic behind it.
Well, if you're just another suicide bomber and it's just like, yeah, okay, well, I get it. You're just another suicide bomber. You're not coming up with anything else.
No, but they don't even tell you what his motivation was.
Oh, well, I think we know.
Yeah, but they won't say it.
Well, they'll just be like, well, they hate.
Why won't they say it?
Because they hate the West. Well,
they hate themselves. They hate the culture that they come from. They're cultural cuckolds. They want to see their own culture getting shafted by another culture.
Oh, CBC does?
Yeah, so have you not been around for a little while, Byron? Have you been out of the country or something?
Yeah, I've been in Australia. See, Australia, they're just so racist that they just didn't. They're just like, oh yeah, there's muzzies, mate. I keep fuck them.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, mate. I think they just didn't let them in, so they just they replaced them with kangaroos.
I saw you. I mean, in fact, even my son mentioned Uncle Byron had his picture taken with a kangaroo.
He did.
Where is his kangaroo? I said he's not brought it back.
Yeah, it was a kangaroo extremist. He had a bomb in his pouch.
So anyway, you were in Perth, right?
I was in Perth and then I was in Adelaide.
Right, you was in Big Shark country, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
So tell us about that.
It was a crazy place. It was like 40-something degrees for like 5 days in a row. It was scorching hot. I never experienced heat like that.
Right.
Yeah, never experienced heat like that. And since I was drawing pictures of the Mohammed in fucking Saudi Arabia.
Well, you have been to Dubai, haven't you?
I've been to Dubai.
Different sort of heat?
Yeah, it's different kind of heat. Well, no, it actually was pretty mild. It was like 30-something, but no, it was still kind of hot, but comparatively how hot it could be. But it's the hottest I've ever experienced life there. I was sweating like I was going through customs of fruits and vegetables taped to my chest. See, that's the weird thing about Australia. They're not paranoid about bombs or terrorism.
It's a long way to go to blow shit up.
No, all they care about is fucking produce. All right, their border is not just like they're not worried about jihadis coming in there. They're just like, oh yeah, fucking you got bombs, you got fucking heroin, you got sawed-off shotguns. No worries, mate. You got fucking Ebola. Come on in. 2 carrots and a fucking potato. Get on the ground, motherfucker.
I love how they all of a sudden turned American.
Yeah, then they just get
as soon as the guns were drawn.
Yeah,
they were Australian. Yeah. But as soon as the guns came out, they just went full on Yankee.
Yeah, they did.
Get on the floor, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm from Brisbane, bitch. So it was a good time.
So anyway, let's get to the swimming. You went swimming in Perth, right? I'm interested.
I did go swimming in Perth. Yeah,
yeah. But you were paranoid, right?
I did. I went to Rottnest Island, which is a little island. It used to be a prison colony that they put Aborigines in. So the prisoners threw the natives in prisons later in this other island within the island of Australia.
Right.
So it was just,
right. But get on to the fucking swimming.
Anyway, I jumped to the ocean and a shark ate one of my arms and my leg and he grew back and everything's fine.
Okay, you're not going to go there, are you? I mean,
I was paranoid, but it was like so nice. But then I was just thinking like, oh shit, maybe a shark could come get me.
Yeah, it could do.
It could do.
Yeah, in shark country, man.
I was in shark country.
After off the coast of there, right? Somebody goes snorkeling. Right? They're not looking what they're doing. All of a sudden, bitten in half by a tiger shark.
You know,
a man of your size, they just fucking bite you in half.
It's true. I mean, the fear. Actually, it's easier to get bit by a snake. I was in this Rottnest Island, and snakes. Apparently, there were signs being like, "Watch out for poisonous snakes."
Right.
Yeah.
It's not quite as a horrific a death, though.
Poisonous snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends what kind of snake.
I don't know. Getting bitten in half by a tiger shark. That's pretty fucking.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah, they're like the jihadis of the sea.
What you're saying is what they lack in jihadis, they more than make up for in sort of like 14-foot sharks.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. Anything else that happened while you were over there? Did you have sex?
I did have sex, yeah.
With a lady?
I did. I think so. I did. Actually, it was a funny story. This lady I've been dating, she came to see me in Adelaide, and we had sex in the park. And,
oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, by accident or by design?
No, it was by design.
Oh, you said, okay.
If it wasn't by design, then it would just be like rape in the woods.
Did you say, let's pack a picnic basket, we're going to go to the park and have sex?
No, it was pretty much just like, hey, let's bang in the woods.
Right. Were you not worried about snakes then?
No, I just more. No, it was just kind of exciting.
Were snakes a danger?
No, I might have been worried about possums. That was about it.
That's a different part, right?
Yeah. Or just worried about possums watching us.
Really?
But yeah, that was good. That was fun.
Yeah. What
Sex
else
in the
happened?
park is nice.
Feed me.
Oh, and then what happened? I had an artist pass to get that. I thought maybe I lost it because I don't know, I was taking on my pants, and then I was like, oh shit, did I lose it? But I was staying at a friend's parents, and I'm like, hey, I think I might have left my artist pass in the park. Do you think we could stop by to get it? And they pretty much knew we were having sex in the park.
Was it covered in jizz?
No, I couldn't even find it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The possums have done a good job on that, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the kind of gross part.
Run off with your.
Here's the gross part.
Artist pass full of jizz.
So I had some like tissue to clean up with after, and I threw it. But
Hang on a minute. Let's rewind. So this was an external spray job.
Yeah.
You
Well,
were doing.
anyway,
No, come on. I want to know.
like
Right?
that. So,
You've opened the can, so to speak. So this was not. You didn't come to completion in the natural state.
no. Well, whatever. Yeah, I think we did. Anyway, we're.
God, come
Had a
on.
few
And
drinks.
then what was it going to be?
No, but you just clean up. You just like wipe off with like some tissue or whatever.
Right.
And then
As you do.
I might have just like chucked it on the ground, and then I noticed the next day I'm like, where was the tree that we were fooling around? Oh, there's the tissue, and then I noticed there was ants eating my on the tissue.
The ants that had already eaten it turned into a strange being.
Yeah, no, the ants were crawling all over the tissue and
The ants were eating your jizz.
Yeah.
We should have called this episode "Ants Eat Byron's Jizz."
Yeah. So that was pretty nasty.
What else happened? Do you think the possums got hold of any of it?
I don't know.
Do you think there's some mutated possums and ants
Yeah.
in the forests of Adelaide right now?
Yeah, so like in hundreds of years will be an evolution of just like a possum Chinese meat teddy.
It's like a possum with your head on it.
Yeah,
It's like that.
probably.
With ants for fingers.
And then they'll probably convert to Islam and blow up Australia.
Oh, that'd be your fault.
You got to bring it full circle.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like. That's what I like.
But yeah, nobody seems to be worried about terrorism on that island. They're just, I think they're just.
Well, they had a little bit of it. They had a guy who went nuts and decided that he was going to sort of like kill a load of people in a bakery.
They did.
And then they shot him to death. And as you do,
Yeah.
And he did kill some people, but they're pretty. I know they've got a pretty zero tolerance for that sort of shit.
Yeah.
They don't fuck around. It's a bit like North America.
You know what's funny? Like nobody does racism better in Australia. Actually, nobody does. Never have I seen a racist hippie other than
You
Australia.
can find that in Australia.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, mate, we got to worry about fucking climate change, okay? And we got to worry about the fucking rising sea tides, mate. We got to fucking worry about all these stuff. So what we need to do is kill all the fucking boat people.
Because the boat people are a problem over there. Right?
Yeah, yes. They're always joking about the boat people.
Right.
Yeah.
The people who arrive on boats.
Yeah,
And then they
pretty
put them on a special island, don't they?
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
don't
where
allow
the
them to
island is.
stay in Australia. They basically put them on an island off the coast of Australia.
Yeah.
And they also have a policy of turning boats back.
Yeah, and
which is what the EU's just adopted. They adopted the Australian model as of last week. They basically said, okay, if you're setting off from Turkey in a boat, we're going to be turning you back as of midnight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was last week.
Australia, and also, Australia is, they just embrace alcoholism like nobody's business.
You're not right.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we know that, don't we?
Oh, we all know that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Australia is it's an amazing place. It's a beautiful, beautiful redneck country.
Is it really flat?
It's pretty flat. I mean, there is some. It's a bit hilly in areas, but it's not.
Do they still drink Foster's and Castlemaine?
No, Foster's is like this export that doesn't even. It's not even sold there.
Really?
Yeah,
It's a bit like, I don't know, fucking, yeah. It's a bit like
it's like Americans like exporting war, right?
They don't even.
It's like Australia exports Foster's. It's just like, really? Is there war in this country? No, we export that to the Middle East. And you're like, oh, okay. Just like Australians export Foster to North America.
And what about Castlemaine? Because they used to export a lot of that in Britain. In
Oh,
the
really?
1990s, yeah. Castlemaine 4X, mate.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, the VB and like Coopers are probably their biggest imports. It seemed like.
Right.
But yeah, nobody does alcoholism and melanoma better than the Aussies.
And racism.
Yeah, and racism and mullets. Oh, they love
Oh,
mullets.
the mullets. The mullet is, I mean, it's probably the capital of a mulletitious glory outside of Saskatoon.
Yeah, it is
I mean,
mullet country.
only Saskatchewan does mullets anything like as good as Australia.
And actually, nobody bitches about the weather more than the Australians. Well, maybe the Scottish, but the Australians I got no stand. The Scottish I'd have sympathy for. It's like, oh, it's miserable. Like, it is miserable.
Yeah, it
It's
is miserable. You know what I'd like to see? A Scottish person in Australia complaining about the weather.
Well, they would, though.
Yeah, of course they fucking would, because they'd be dead of skin cancer in about a year.
Yeah, Scottish people are the only people that get sunstroke in like 14-degree heat. But no, Australians, they're just one. They have a 3-degree window in which they don't bitch. They're just like, oh, mate, it's 32 degrees. It's scorching airs, mate. It's fucking shit house. And they'll be like, oh, it's 24 degrees. I'm freezing my fucking tits off. It's nippy as fuck. I forgot my jumper.
Hey, do you know, I've got a story about Scottish mutineers being deported from the UK. You know how basically there was a period of time where everybody who was a bad person, who was a criminal, would be deported to Australia.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was a prison colony.
Yeah, they got it wrong. They should have just,
Well,
switched
anyway,
it up.
this story goes out. There was a mutiny in the British Army in the early part of the 18th century, and it was a mutiny by Scottish troops. Right, so this is a true story. The judge looked down on this motley crew and said, "Look, you guys, right? I'm going to deport you, right? But because you're such a miserable, damp, horrible weather loving people, I'm gonna deport you to Jamaica." And that's what he did, right? And so he deported them to Jamaica. Within a week of being in Jamaica, they'd invented rum, right? A week later, they'd invented lycra, biker shorts, and ragga dancing. It's a Scottish invention, ragga dancing.
Nice.
It's like Bob Marley and drunken violence.
Just send criminals to sunny places and they'll come up with some cool shit.
Exactly. All right, let's go to the fucking news.
Let's do it.
This is the fucking news.
All right, go. In 5, 4. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
This is the fucking news.
Fucking thing sucks.
All right, in the news this week, a town in Sweden has decided to skip participating in Earth Hour. You know, that annual hype thing where people shut off their light bulbs and TVs for an hour.
A very noble cause.
A very noble cause, as long as they make sure to fully charge up their smartphones and tablets in order to survive the 1 hour without TV.
Totally.
But anyways, why did the town dump it? Well, because usually Östersund would turn off the town's street lighting as well, you know, to show support for Mother Earth. But this year, kind of decided it might be more prudent to keep things well lit due to a recent spree of sexual assaults.
Oh, no.
Apparently committed by both immigrant gangs and so-called lone wolves. This comes on the heel of one of the Swedish ministers advising women that they probably shouldn't go out alone at night.
Isn't it terrible when you spent hundreds of years finally tuning this secular Western democracy, and then what you do is you basically unravel all of that within a couple of decades with suicidal progressive policies. Isn't it really? I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest about it. Really,
Although I kind of understand why they told women they're leaving the lights on and the women have to stay home, because if the women go outside, they might become racist, and use their vaginas against these poor, helpless people who've come from afar.
and who don't understand why they do anything.
Yes.
Then the fact is, like, if you have all this electricity that you're expending, you got to keep the lights on. Eventually, we're going to run out of electricity, and we're just we're fucking everything up. It's basically what I'm saying is rape is ruining the environment.
Yes.
Well, this is a problem right across Europe, isn't it? From Germany to Denmark to Sweden to Norway. I mean,
They're all wasting electricity.
the situation in Sweden is so bad. It's so bad that you had the Norwegian foreign minister, I believe, or the Norwegian leader, actually in an interview saying that they are preparing for the collapse of Sweden. The societal collapse of Sweden.
Are they doing it old style, getting
Sweden
the
hasn't
boats
seen-
together to go invade?
No, they're going to close the
Norwegians,
borders.
we get to be Vikings again.
Yeah, I was just
They're
going
going
to
to close
say
the
that.
borders. That's what they're going to do. They're going to say, listen, we're going to close the border with Sweden if we have to. Such is the decay of their society. Anyway, get a joke out of that, Byron.
Yeah, boom, great, rape. Hey,
Fucking A.
I've got one because I'm mean. I think they should have turned out the lights to save electricity, and then they should have lit up the torches and gotten the pitchforks. Because that doesn't harm Mother Earth, right?
No,
That's
it doesn't.
just
Well,
fire.
you know what? If you're burning bitumen on a stumpy stick held up into the sky, and it's in the number of thousands, and that could have a detrimental effect on the.
I don't know. It
the
seems kind of organic
climate.
to me.
Yeah, you know what? It works for the oil sands.
Yes.
Well, the whole. It's a mess. Rape, fucking, it's bad.
It's not one of your strong suits, is it?
Rape isn't
jokes?
one of my. It's
Rape
hard
jokes
to
aren't your
joke
strong
about
suit.
rape. It's hard to joke about rape. It's hard to even just mention rape because people are like, you know what? If you mention rape, even if you say I don't like rape, people are going to be like, you know what? It's going to trigger something. It's
You're
just
not
like,
allowed to even-
not
you're not
even
even-
say I don't like rape.
You're not even allowed to think about the
You don't
word
even
because
need
you're a
to say
white
the
man.
word. Mm.
You need to leave your privilege at the door, sister girlfriend.
Yeah.
How dare you complain about rape and say it's a bad thing?
There you go. And that's a woman
Yeah,
saying
just
that.
be like, I don't like it when people call gay people faggots. And you're just be like, you know what? You should even say the word in jest.
Don't even think
Don't
it.
even say it. Don't
If you-
even say it.
If
I'm
you
like,
even
oh,
dream that word, wake up and apologize.
oh, God. Speaking of which, I got into a fight with a feminist in Australia.
Oh, did you? How's
Yeah. No, she was going on about how she's always a victim, blah, blah, blah. Like every day I have to cross the street and worry about getting raped every day. And she just basically was.
Well, she lives in Sweden.
Do they not have
Yeah,
street lighting
exactly.
there?
No, she's Canadian. And she,
Oh, she lives in Canada. Well,
Yeah.
if she voted for Justin Trudeau, that is something that she may well have to worry about in the future.
Isn't that what she voted for?
That's what she voted for. Come on, sister. You asked for it. He's going to
50
deliver
Shades
it.
of Trudeau.
well, every girl has a bit of a rape fantasy about
Oh,
Trudeau.
now Byron, he's on thin ice.
But,
Shall we
you
get
know, the
ladder?
thing is,
Shall we
it's
get the
not going to
ladder on the
happen.
road?
Do you know why? Because we all knew Trudeau's kind of gay.
Well, see,
right.
what people get wrong is yes, a lot of women, probably possibly all, have a rape fantasy, but it's usually like a hot millionaire, sports star, or rock star or something. You know, you have to be a
Or a
certain
pool
level
boy
of
prime minister of
privilege to be
Canada.
allowed to rape people and
Yeah, yeah.
have them like it.
And it's not a white man's position to
Well, it
define
might
those
be if
that
it's a
fantasy.
movie star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we need Cosby to talk about it.
Okay, this is great. At least we rescued that out of
Did we
all
rescue
sorts of seriousness.
out of a Viking jihadi?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no
Viking jihadi.
electricity, darkness.
Yeah. What else have we got?
Well, Obama has finally gotten to go visit his hero, the Castro brothers in Cuba. It's so cool. Oh my God.
Is that a circus, the Castro brothers?
You're thinking of Ringling Brothers, but I'm pretty sure that, I wouldn't be surprised if Raul used to swing from a trapeze in a leotard.
I heard he didn't even pick him up at the airport. He's just like,
Didn't even pick him up
no,
at the
he was just
airport.
like, no, bitch, you're gonna have to get a cab, and you're paying for
To
it.
get a cab, and you have to get one of the shitty cabs that we have. It's a really nice looking American 50s
Can't you
car,
just hitchhike?
but it's got a larder engine in it. It does about 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, and the cab driver took him on a fucking on a joyride too. And who's gonna have to pay for the joyride? The American people, the taxpayer. All right, that's why Trump's got to build a
Obama's
wall.
going, can we just go to the presidential palace now?
Yeah.
I'm sure we've driven past this beach 3 times already.
And the guy's like, no, senor, no, man, my GPS not working. No, I don't know where it is. You tell me where it is, man. He'd be like, well, you should know where it is. It's the palace. He's like, I don't know, man. You're racist that I don't know where it is, man.
So basically, he didn't bother to turn up to meet him because he's like, well, he's got what? He's got 6-7 months left of his presidency. So fucking what? It's like Justin Trudeau getting excited about being invited to the White House by Obama. Yeah, Obama's got 6 months left. It's basically like somebody saying, when you come around my house, I'm moving out tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know.
We need you to help carry heavy stuff.
Well, I don't know. Didn't Reagan in the last 6 months of his term end the Cold War, something like that?
Well, that was quite an achievement
That was.
in
But-
comparison.
well, he probably didn't even know what he was doing.
True.
No, that was later
Well,
on.
the astrologer said in
That
the
was
Cold
later on.
War, so that's what he did.
Right. Speaking of which, Nancy Reagan died. Eh?
Yes.
Nancy Reagan died, and the vitriol on social media was just intense.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't really fond of her. I thought she looked like Victoria Beckham. She had that sort of like giant head, tiny body thing going on. But
She did kind of have a bobbleheady kind of
yeah,
thing.
she was the original bobblehead.
She was the original bobblehead.
But but the vitriol against her, it's like, really? You haven't got anything else better to do? It's Nancy Reagan, Nancy fucking Reagan. Really?
She's like a
Die,
clown.
bitch, die!
Die, bitch, die. I'm fucking Satan enjoys your fucking body, bitch. Fucking bitch.
Hashtag, hashtag peace and love.
tolerance.
Hashtag tolerance. Hashtag die in hell, bitch.
Hashtag just say no to Nancy Reagan.
Oh dear.
Hashtag peace and human rights rally.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Totally. Well, speaking of peace and love and all that sort of great stuff, well, in Cuba, Obama and the whole delegation got their portrait taken in front of the gigantic building-sized mural of another of his idols, Che Guevara.
Oh, it's just great. It just gets better and better. Obama's presidency just gets better and better. I mean, if this is his swan song, what the fuck was he thinking, right?
He's just
That's funny.
disappointed
That's
he'd
just
do it
like
from day one.
That's like in a picture of like a guy who just stole a bunch of shit from you.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, they got the portrait was in by a monument to Jose Marti in Revolution Square, But there's apparently video footage that shows Obama sort of jostling, well, you stand here, sort of telling everyone where to compose themselves for this portrait, which kind of implies that he chose the Che Guevara background too, because it's a square. So logically, there's 3 sides that don't have a portrait of Che Guevara in the background. So it's just an interesting, deliberate choice.
He's making a statement, isn't he? He's making a statement. He's basically handing the reins of power over to Bernie. It's quite clear. It's quite clear by now that he fucking hates Hillary. He's tried to throw her under the bus for a number of things already, like Cameron as well. You know, this whole thing with Libya, he tried to throw everybody under the bus. Now, I think that is a little bit dishonest because as President of the United States, you know that the buck stops with you. Your foreign secretary doesn't do anything without your okay. I mean, the idea that Hillary did something without Obama knowing about it is ridiculous. Yeah. Although in the case of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, that was absolutely true.
Yeah. So you think Obama will endorse Sanders?
I think he silently has done in a way, but they're no, you know.
Does he endorse somebody? Because he's not saying anything. He's like,
he can't
I'll
say
let the
anything.
election. Of course,
he can't say anything.
He wants to stay
Hillary's
around
his
for
heir.
term number 3.
Hillary's his heir, right? He can't say anything, but he hates Hillary. I don't think he's really a Bernie supporter. I just think that he hates Hillary.
Right.
I think that's the real motivation here. Oh, yeah, I've got another story here for you. Basically, today, in the light of the terror attacks in Belgium, Hillary Clinton came out and she said that our response, this was an interview, our response should be in keeping with our values. And I immediately thought, well, Hillary Clinton's got no values, so what would that look like? I mean, what sort of values is Hillary talking about? She's talking
about killing all the jihadis and making it look like a suicide.
Well, that would be one way. That would be in keeping
with
her
values are destabilizing regions of the Middle East to incite insane people.
Yeah, that's one of her values. The other one of her values is sort of like being part of a crime syndicate involving her husband. And
I know. She's going to blame it on YouTube. It's Nicole Arbour's fault.
Or
Dear
maybe.
Fat people went way too far in the jihadis. Just couldn't take it.
I know one of her values is having an affair with Yoko Ono in the 70s.
We've covered this one, haven't we?
We did already.
Scissor Sisters.
Scissor Sisters.
Hey?
But does that mean we're going to send a bunch of ugly chicks to the Islamic State? Or does that mean we're going to like put hidden speakers everywhere and they have to listen to... at like 24/7, like which approach do we go with?
Yeah, exactly. Either or. I think Yoko Ono could single-handedly destroy ISIS. If she destroyed the Beatles, there's no stopping her.
What's she going to do? She's going to make them sort of like, she's going to expose them to some of her installation and performance art for 18 hours.
She's going to set them fighting against each other. You're the best jihadi! You don't need those other jihadi! You go solo!
Yeah, you're right. She could she could destroy the Islamic State just by being part. She could just start dating one of the top mullahs there, right? And the rest of it would just fall apart. They'd start all of their great work today would all dissipate. It would all just disintegrate. They'd be like, they would all be going, fuck. Mullah Bakar, you were brilliant before you met Yoko Ono. Now everything's fucked. You ruined everything. We used to have something great here. Now it's all fucked. We're losing territory. We can't keep hold of slaves. Can you just not get rid of her? And he's going, no, she's my soulmate.
You're just jealous.
Exactly.
You're just jealous because you don't have the brilliance that Yoko recognizes in me.
And then eventually it would all explode and one person would be like, you know what? Fuck this jihadi thing. Let's give peace a chance.
Only joking.
All we are saying.
It's the only way to stop her being naked.
That'd be great when Islam comes full circle and starts entering that phase.
Yeah.
No one will believe him. No, don't believe. Why don't you believe us? We want to be friends and love everybody now. No. Sorry.
Phil Spector produces ISIS.
Fuck those guys. What else have we got?
Ivan, you had another story, right?
Yeah, it's only a small leap from Cuba to Venezuela. They share an ideology. They share certain geography.
Lining up for toilet paper.
Lining up for toilet paper is one thing that they have shared in the past. Venezuela, the 9th largest oil producer in the world, is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. You might be thinking to yourself, what? I was planning on going to Caracas next week. No, don't. It's a society in collapse. And
$5,000 for a condom, apparently.
$5,000 for a condom. You're relying it. I mean, no, listen, they're
So you
blaming
just
it
pull
on
out
El.
and come on the tits then, right?
$5,000 for the privilege of making sex feel worse.
They're blaming it on El Nino because they've got no water. But to be honest with you, it's been decades of woeful socialist economic policies that's left them. I mean, you're in the 9th largest oil producer in the world, right? You're just behind Iran or something, and you can't manage your fucking economy and keep it out of the gutter. I mean, it's incredible. I suggest people go and do some research on Venezuela and the mess it's in. But anyway,
According to Facebook, it's perfect.
Oh, well, yeah.
The Bernie Sanders supporters all love it.
Absolutely, and as I've always maintained, with Bernie Sanders, you don't know which kind of socialism you're going to get. You hope for Denmark, although they've turned their back on it, but you might get Venezuela. Right. And people really Bernie Sanders supporters need to familiarize themselves with Venezuela.
Well, what you want is you want a Danish economy with women with some sexy Latino big booties.
So what you're saying is you want a Danish socialist economy, a la sort of like 5 years ago.
With butt implants.
Yeah.
Fair enough. At least you're honest.
There you go.
And
I want it for everybody because I'm a socialist.
Oh, fantastic.
But a bit more for me.
Well, that's the way it
I'm
works,
secretly
right?
a capitalist.
Because what you do is you put yourself in a position of power, you get on the Politburo, and then you just line your own nest and those of your friends.
Yeah.
And you just,
I want everybody to get laid, but I want to get laid a little bit more. So I'm like a sexual champagne socialist.
Excellent. At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, does anybody want to know anything more about Venezuela? Is that good?
So yeah, they're running out of oil.
Yeah, they're running out of oil. They invented the beauty contest.
They did.
It's probably going to collapse before the end of the year, Venezuela. People need to prepare themselves for Venezuela collapsing in outrageously spectacular fashion.
Well, Caracas is a great place to visit.
What, to get killed?
Yeah.
I've heard that Caracas is a great place if you want to get murdered.
If you're into murder tourism, that's awesome.
If you want to commit suicide, right, and you don't want to do it yourself, but you wouldn't mind doing it in an exotic way and have a bit of fun while you're doing it, you could always just get a one-way ticket to Caracas and wander around with sort of like $100 bills in the back pocket.
Yeah.
And then just wait for someone to kill you.
Gold necklaces, etc.
Yeah. That would be, how they do get death by cop? Death by cop, right?
Yeah.
You get into a fight with the cops.
Be
You pull a
death
gun
by
and-
Caracas.
Death by Caracas.
Speaking of which, I haven't heard from Eric in a while. I know he was going to South America.
Well, maybe he's in Caracas.
Maybe. Well, speaking of Eric, actually, he did leave us a little memo, a story, heartwarming sort of story about Easter, because of course it is Easter Sunday today. So,
did anybody tell the jihadis it was Easter Sunday? They're probably planning something special for the party.
I think they are probably, yeah.
They just can't
We'll
leave.
hear about it soon.
They just can't leave other festivals alone, can they?
Oh, well, there was a tale of the Islamic State was planning to crucify a Christian priest or something like
that's
that. I'm not
nice
sure
of
if they
them.
got around to that.
That's
but
really
I'm
nice.
sure
No,
we'll
then
hear
I'm sure that's going to be a video.
we won't hear about
Well,
it.
hopefully,
actually.
if they are going to crucify a priest, it should be that Christian Pell or something, that Australian guy that the Vatican's putting up who's been touching kids. Anyway, they've been talking about him in Australia. So ISIS, kill two birds with one stone. You get to kill a Christian. Just kill the really bad kitty diddly one.
There you go.
Cardinal Pell.
Cardinal Pell. Is he Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Cardinal Paw. Anyways, let's hear Eric's story.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah.
So Easter reminds me of, obviously, the time when Jesus, even though like Easter and is like a paganized version of the sacrifice. It's meant to remind us of confession and forgiveness.
Right.
Do you follow me?
Yeah, it's preparation for the death and resurrection of Jesus.
So I want to take this opportunity to confess something on this podcast.
Okay.
Because something I like sometimes carry, I carry inside of me like a little bit of guilt.
Are you going to do this with a contrite heart?
No.
Okay. So we'll take it as a faux confession. Then,
This is
Eric.
sort of a faux confession.
For the benefit of this show, we'll take it as a faux confession.
But it's true confession.
Okay.
Right? Part of me wants forgiveness because back in year 4, not as in 4 AD, as in like 4th year of grade school, grade 4 as they call it in North America, I went to school and it was Easter, and the school fat kid, his name is Timmy Buffett.
That's a good name for a fat kid.
Yeah, but we called him Timmy Buffet.
Timmy Buffet.
because he was this cool fat kid.
Is it like a French name for dinner?
Poor Timmy Buffet. He got picked on so much. He got picked on so much, and he was a really like all fat kids. He was actually quite a sweet, timid, meek little boy.
Yeah.
And he was actually a really nice person. And he came to school, and I remember he came to school really excited. He was really excited that day. And he was like telling everybody in class, I saw the Easter Bunny. I saw the Easter Bunny, right? And of course, I'm like this son of a carny. I'd never believed in Santa Claus. I didn't believe in the Easter Bunny. Everything in my life has always been like, everything's a scam, everything's bullshit. And so Timmy Buffett, he's all excited and he's talking about the Easter
He's the
Bunny.
antithesis of you. You're like the kid in those 1930s Jimmy Cagney movies who sort of like leans up against a wall with a flat cap on, smoking a cigarette, going, "Yeah, what is it, kid? What did he tell you? What did he tell you? Yeah, with a lot of horseshit, kid."
That's exactly right. He was like the innocent. He represents innocence.
Yeah.
He was like,
Bless him.
Yeah, he was a really sweet kid. He was a bit fat, and he got picked on it, insanely.
Yeah.
And he was also a believer. He believed in Santa. He believed in the Easter Bunny. He believed in all those things that didn't exist.
Right.
And he came to school, and I crushed it. I crushed his little heart, and like. Of course, in my mind at the time, my 9-year-old brain was like, Timmy, look, let me do you a favor, okay, Timmy? Let me tell you the truth.
Is this how you sold it to him, or did you just crush him?
No, it was more like, there's no such thing as the Easter Bunny, Timmy, right? I was like that guy. I'm like, that's stupid.
You know what? In all fairness, that's not too bad. You didn't torture him.
No,
you didn't torture him. You just basically exposed him to the truth, which maybe it was a bit premature for him. But you didn't torture him and ridicule him for his belief.
No, that's not what my intent was. I was more like the drunken guy at a party who was like, you know what, that's bullshit, and not seeing that the pretty girl can't handle the truth. She would just rather like pretend like her whole world is this certain thing. Yeah, she doesn't need that drunken guy telling her what it's how it is.
No, if you let her live her lie, you're gonna end up having sex with her.
Exactly.
Right.
I would have had sex with the girl instead of like telling her what I thought.
But instead of, you had to blow it by telling her exactly what you thought about her hair.
Yeah, exactly. So I told Timmy,
your hair looks like it, but this isn't the relationship that you're having with Timmy Buffet.
No, yeah. So I told Timmy, there's no such thing as the Easter Bunny, right? But so this argument spilled over into recess.
So he was arguing, yes, there is, and you were saying, no,
there isn't. And we're standing outside, and we're like, and then I'm like, Timmy, there's no such thing as the Easter Bunny. And then at that moment, the school bully walks past, and he sees this opportunity.
What's the school bully's name?
I think his. In this case, I can't remember his name.
Right, what does he look like?
He was like a kid that got held back a year.
Oh yeah, I hate those fuckers.
Like he's just a bit bigger.
He's I know exactly what you mean. He's a fucking massive.
Yeah, he, instead of being year 6, he's actually year 7. He should be in junior high school, but instead he's in elementary school pummeling little kids.
And instead of wearing that he wears it badly by picking on the people who were in that class with him.
I do remember he had like a red shock of hair, and he was wearing one of those denim jean jackets with armless.
Oh, I fucking hate
like
those
like that classic 70s 80s like fucking thug look.
So this is like the Mask. This is like Mask with violence.
Yeah. So he sees this opportunity. He's like that to pick on Timmy, because that's his favorite thing to do, is pick on Timmy Buffett, right? So he's like, yeah, Timmy. And suddenly, like, it goes from like a couple of grade 4 kids arguing about the existence of the Easter Bunny, right? Like the existence of God, right? And it turns into like bully blasts in the middle of us, right? And there's bully and bully's friend, and then us, and then he holds Timmy down, and he pins Timmy to the ground, right? And it's springtime, right, in Calgary, which means that like there's no snow, but all the dog shit from over winter is now exposed, and it's kind of thawing, right? And so he holds Timmy Buffett down, and he pins Timmy's arms with his knees, right? And he's like, yeah, Timmy, there's no such thing as the Easter Bunny, you idiot. And I'm standing there like, and like I suddenly realize that what have I done? What have I done? I got Timmy in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. It's no longer about me trying to get him to realize there's no Easter bunny.
No.
This is suddenly the bad kids come along and they've taken this opportunity and they hold Timmy Buffett down and they take a piece of dried white fucking winter dried dog shit and they made Timmy Buffett eat dog shit. And he swallowed it. And I never said, I stood there and I watched it happen. And it was like, even though I didn't make Timmy Buffett eat the dog shit, I created the conditions for Timmy Buffett to have to eat the dog shit. Yeah. And I've always felt terribly guilty about that.
Do you know, you're not in contact with Timmy Buffett anymore?
No, apparently a friend of mine found him on Facebook a few years ago and he's like even bigger than he ever was, but he's happily married and has a kid.
That's good. What about Dog Shit Boy, the bully?
I don't know what happened to him, but like, if you're listening, Timmy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making you eat dog shit.
You should get in contact with him. And do you know what? You have no idea how much this might mean to him.
I don't, you know what? Maybe he doesn't even remember.
You're telling people about it on the air.
I know. But this is more about confessing my sins at Easter.
Well, you know what the best thing about confessing sins is, and this is what they'll tell you anywhere where you go for healing, is that you've got to accept what's happened and face the reality of that with the people that it happened to.
I could talk to him, but you know what? I also have this feeling like, you
don't want to. I understand you maybe don't want to drag it up for him.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you don't know. It might be something.
It's also a bit of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Of
like,
course.
I don't know. Have you ever like hurt someone's feelings or done something ridiculous and then like people don't really think about it, but the moment you apologize, instead of going, "Oh, thanks for apologizing," actually what you end up doing is just justifying in their mind why they already hate you.
Well, I can tell you a good story about that. So basically, there's a couple of years ago, Leon, who was about 4 at the time, and got very limited space here at home. And we had a box full of Thomas the Tank Engine, wooden train track. This is the sort of stuff that 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds like to play with. And we also had some more mature Thomas the Tank Engine in an equal size crate, which took up an equal amount of space in the bedroom. So we had the plastic stuff and we had the wooden stuff, and we decided that, you know what, one of these would have to go. The kids are getting older. Leon's not playing with it anymore. No one's playing with it. It's frankly quite babyish. So we said, look, Leon, this stuff's going to go. And he was very reluctant. He said, no, I want to keep it. And then eventually we talked him into it. But we had to talk him into it. We had to kind of talk him around to the idea. So anyway, Anna got rid of it. She went and took it to a clothes and toy
charity
swap.
kind of thing.
A clothes and toy swap just before Christmas, where you can take stuff and you swap it with other mums and and that sort of thing. And that was the end of it. And then a few weeks later, the adverts came on for Christmas, and one of the adverts was for this little play set, a little wooden play set, just like we got rid of about a month earlier. And Leon's watching this with his mum, and he went, "Hey, we've got," and he suddenly realized what he's saying, and he just turned around and punched her right in the face. Because he remembered what had happened. And he just started attacking her. And it was almost like it was a trigger. He looked at this thing, he said, "Hey, we've got one of those." And he remembered the horror and the heartache of losing it and what his mum had done. And then that would just set him off on this path of destruction and death.
That's funny.
Oh,
so what's the moral of the story here?
The moral of the story is, if you are going to get rid of things, make sure you've got the okay before you get rid of it, especially if they're under 5 and they're violent. And the moral of the story for you is, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're taking a chance.
Yeah.
But you're hoping that if he hears it through this medium, that he'll be much more receptive to it.
Your son is basically a Viking.
My son is a Viking. I mean, my son is very good. He comes out with great one-liners. There's a couple of years ago when he was in trouble for something, and I told him off, and he came in to find me. And I was sat in the kitchen at the time, and he wandered over to me with his face like a smacked arse. And I said, "How you doing?" He looked at me and went, "Daddy." He goes, and he started wandering over to the stove, right? The gas stove, and he started twiddling the knobs on the top, right? And he looked at me and he goes, "I'm going to make fire in the night. I am." And I went, you're going to do what? He goes, fire in the night, you see. And I was quite shocked, but I looked at him and I thought, and I just said to him, good, why don't you? Because I had enough by then. I was going, good, why don't you? Kill us all. Then at least we won't have to put up with this. You know. But I mean, you know, you've got a 3-year-old who can work out that if I make fire out of this, that'll kill everybody here and that'll punish him.
Ah, okay.
That's the sort of logic that we're dealing with.
Children are psychopaths, aren't
Children are psychopaths, and you should never let them near gas, naked flame, or sharp objects. One of his other favourite threats is, I'm going to get a knife and I'm going to cut your head off.
they? Oh, yeah.
He's been watching CNN, eh?
He doesn't watch any TV. Really? Not really. I mean, he watches a little bit of Power Rangers.
You're raising tiny jihadis.
I have no idea where they get it from. I don't encourage them to think like this.
Well, have a think about that this Easter, everybody. Huh? Isn't God happy that he saved his children?
So anyway, that was recorded while you were away. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, that's funny. You forgot. I forgot. Remember, you mentioned about your son as well, saying the funniest one, which you didn't say there earlier.
Right.
Which is
oh yeah, when he was 3, his first one was, I'm going to punch you with glass.
Yeah, that's just so creative in an artistically psychotic way.
Exactly. I mean, you know, you're 3. How the fuck do you put those two together?
Yeah, it's like
Punch
some surreal sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his first one. He's been working
Do you
on them ever since.
suppose reincarnation is real? This is evidence.
You know what? We got a theory, and that is he came out. I mean, he's an old soul. He's been here before. You kind of tell he's been here before. He knows the ropes. You know, he's in control.
He's one of the Krays reincarnated.
You know, he's a violent little fucker.
Yeah.
He's got a bad temper, but he's a got a heart of gold and a bad temper.
He's an adorable psycho. Gerber baby.
Gerber baby.
He's Pablo Escobar Gerber baby.
Oh. So we haven't heard from Eric. I don't know what he did with that advice there. Whether he actually acted upon that or anything, or you know, I hate stories like that about some nice kid who has his world destroyed just because, you know, when I went to school was full of fucking kids like that who were just nice kids who were just meat for mean people.
They were just
meat for mean people with malevolent attitudes.
They were just like, what would they call them, like in wrestling, just jobbers, just getting their ass kicked by like the main guys, the main wrestlers. They're just like,
it's sad.
Yeah,
that's why, you know, there is an argument for always toughening up your kids. Because, you know, it's nice for them to be innocent, but at the same time, don't be a schmuck. You got to understand how things work. People are, you know, this is how you can't insulate them from the world because it's going to be a massive shock when they're 18.
Well, that's kind of what's been happening in Europe. Everyone hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Why are they bombing us?
Well, they got over it.
Well, right now is the year of the passive Facebook schmuck.
I thought it was the year of the monkey.
Yeah, I don't know.
Same difference.
We send the year the monkey, the Facebook passive, coddling, the turn a blind eye, ignorant schmuck.
Well, what we need to do
is
ignore the details. Just think about the good. And do you know what? It's terrible. If anybody reacts in a negative way to this, they're the real enemy.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned from today. Anyway, I've been Ivan Penaluna.
I'm Byron Bertram.
I've been Eric Amber.
And I'm Pira Draculea.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. You know, he's not offering her any help whatsoever. In fact, he's trying to fuck her up, which is fine with me, because you know where I stand on Hillary Clinton.
Well, I'd rather Bernie for sure.
Yeah, of course. Because at least then we'd have a, you know, at least he's honest. I mean, you know, his policies have got more holes in them than a fucking, than a colander. But, you know, other than that, at least he's honest.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
not a
George
reptilian.
Soros approves of him, so how could he be a bad person?
Yeah, exactly.
He's got that war criminal endorsement right there.
But yeah, Cuba, that'll be great. You know, the mob's missed it.